What's up guys, Enin here with U Droid Mania, and you're watching my full review of the all-new HTC One M8. Now if you're on the fence about whether or not to purchase this phone, then sit tight, watch the full review, and then make your decision. After using this phone for a little over a week as my daily driver, it doesn't take long to see that the all-new HTC One is a great device for anyone's busy lifestyle. This is why I can say after using the phone for about a week now that this iteration is a pretty nice one-up. Taking a look at the design of the phone, while it may not be perfect for some, in my opinion, it sure is a good start in the right direction. It's 146.36 millimeters tall by 70.6 millimeters wide. It's 9.35 millimeters thick and weighs in at 160 grams. Now this is slightly larger than last year's version of the HTC One. Now I like large phones, and the size of this phone feels quite nice. In fact, it's a joy to hold. It feels sturdy and comfortable for the most part, however at times it can become a bit slippery. This brushed aluminum gunmetal gray exterior has been fully overhauled to wrap around to the front of the display. Its housing is 90% built of metal this go round instead of 70% like its predecessor. Rightfully so, this premium housing sets the stage for a beautiful display. But before we have a look at the display guys, we can't go on without taking a look at one of my favorite features of this phone, the pair of boom sound speakers. And boy, do they sound awesome. They're louder and more crisp than any other mobile phone I've ever heard. It's hard to believe that they've packed this much sound into them, and HTC says they're 25% louder, and I believe them. And I gotta tell you guys, every time I look at this display I've been nothing but impressed. It's a multi-touch 5-inch IPS LCD display capable of producing full HD at 1080p. It's got a pixel density that comes in at a whopping 441 ppi, and even with its marginal difference in pixels from last year's HTC One, this display will be sure to do your media consumption justice. It's got wide viewing angles and true-to-life color with accurate representation in my opinion. If you're looking for those deep blacks and vibrant colors produced by Samsung displays, you'll still be quite impressed. Oh, and did I mention the Gorilla Glass 3? Wow. When it comes to specs, this phone has a super fast 2.3 GHz Snapdragon 801 quad-core processor, 2 GB of RAM, and a 2600 mAh battery. The phone comes in either 16 or 32 GB of internal storage, and now there's even a micro SD card expansion slot for when you need to carry around more of everything, like I do. This just moved the HTC One higher up on my list of superb devices. Now, I've been using this phone as a daily driver for about a week now, and I've always made it through the day with a single charge. And I was a little skeptical since I've yet to be able to do this on my Nexus 5. But this thing's like the Energizer Bunny, it just keeps going and going. Without the latest version of Android, could you really call this a flagship device? Fortunately, with the M8 you don't have to worry. It's got the latest version of Android installed right out of the box, and is cleaner and more tightly integrated with Google Search more than ever before. You'll also notice that the home button has been mapped to Google Search with a long press and a swipe up to access. Way to go, HTC. Looking for your Google favorites? You've got a folder right here on your default home screen. Blink Feed remains the leftmost home screen in place of Google Now, and you can stay up to date with instant updates. If you like Flipboard, then you might enjoy this aggregator. HTC has added new partners like Foursquare and Fitbit, to name a few, with the promise of more to come. If you're not a fan of Blink Feed, know that with Sense 6 you can disable it, unlike last year's version of the HTC One. Want to change up the look and feel of your phone? Now you can, with 18 new wallpapers to keep things fresh and exciting. You can further personalize your phone by choosing the default theme depending on the app. Blue for communication apps such as mail and messages, green for data-centric apps such as HTC Blink Feed and Weather, orange for entertainment apps such as gallery and music, and black is reserved for settings. This phone has a dual lens deal on the back. While HTC doesn't say the specific megapixel count of the rear camera system, they offer us 4 ultrapixel technology for the rear-facing camera. HTC ultrapixels are also said to sport a new image chip too, which can produce large pixels through its image sensor, a primary 28mm with an f2.0 aperture. HTC still claims that their ultrapixel technology captures twice as much light, so there's no need for more pixels. However, low-light photography, in my opinion, still is hit or miss, especially when you take the same photo multiple times in the same lighting. The second rear lens is for capturing depth of field information. This will help to make future editing decisions a snap, whether you choose one of the many shooting modes or let the camera automatically decide for you. In fact, there are so many controls that I'm going to do a separate video just on the camera. Thumbs up this video if you'd be interested in seeing a video on that. As with any new smartphone, the M8 also has a slew of new accessories. The dot view cover is the one that will be setting the pace this year. It's a rubberized plastic cover, front and back, that protects the phone. It's new, fresh, exciting, and different. It's got a great feeling, and other manufacturers should take notes from the HTC playbook. The front of the case is a see-through grid of dots that uses the phone's internal proximity sensors to display a simple but incredibly useful bit of information. It's a very clever idea and all accessible by double tapping on the front cover. As of the day this video was made, you can get all this in the new version of the Sense UI, nicely packaged in 3 colors: Amber Gold, Gunmetal Gray, and Glacier Silver. Prices start at $199 for the 32 gig version on contract and $699 for the unlocked developer version or Google Edition. Will you be getting this phone? If so, you can pick it up at your local Verizon store, online at other carriers, Google, or HTC. Do leave a comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. If you'd like to see other videos like this, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, thumbs up this video, and come back for more.